Hi YouTube. Today I'm going to show you how to do a potato crusted trout. This is what you need: butter, thin slices of oranges and lemons, eggs, vegetable oil, cornstarch, and boxed potatoes, Old Bay seasoning, lemon pepper seasoning. And last but not least, you need your trout. So I just took the trout out of the butcher paper, so the first thing I need to do is wash it and pat it dry with a paper towel. You don't want any residue on the fish. So I'm going to rinse all the blood and guts off my fish. Get in there with your fingers a little bit and make sure you do both sides. Cold water. Okay. Now that our fish is clean, we're going to sit it on top of some paper towels to let it pat dry. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the other piece. Definitely got to use your fingers to clean the crevices of the fish. Okay, that's good. So now I'm going to sit these on top and dry them with a paper towel. I'm putting enough on both sides, on the front side for both sides. So I got my lemon pepper there. Now I'm getting my Old Bay. You see, I haven't double touched anything. I'm only using my right hand so I don't touch the seasoning in the fish back to back and cross-contaminate. Okay. Now that I have enough seasoning on the fish, I'm going to rub from the front to the back. And I'll do the same thing for the other piece. Rub from the front to the back so it's perfectly seasoned, just like that. So let me show you how to do this very important step. This is the egg and cornstarch medley. This is going to be the glue that adheres your potato flakes onto the fish. Remember, the fish is patted dry and we're not using flour, so this step is very important. I'm going to whisk my eggs until the egg white and the egg yolk is fully incorporated. I like to start by breaking it up a little bit, and then I get into some vigorous mixing. You don't want to see any white. Couple spots. Okay, that's good enough. It's pretty much a homogenized mix. Then I'm going to add approximately 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon for each egg. Okay, so that's about 1 tablespoon. Let me keep going until I get approximately 2 tablespoons. Okay, that looks about right. Now I'm going to get this fully incorporated. And if you want to, you can do this step in your Ninja or your mixer or your blender. But doing it like this is one less thing I have to clean. Have to clean a lot because there's a lot of nooks and crannies in that Ninja that have to be cleaned thoroughly. Whereas this bowl is just much, much easier. Okay, so when most of the cornstarch is dissolved into the egg, you are done. And this is going to be the glue that binds the potato to your dry fish. So now I'm going to put my instant potatoes in a container so that it can be coated nicely. You see the oil, the butter has melted in with the vegetable oil. My fish is seasoned perfectly on both sides. Now I'm going to dip it into the egg and cornstarch medley. You see the way it's sticking to the fish? That's what you want. And anytime you're cooking, you never want to overcrowd your pan. Especially when you're using oil, because you don't want your food to steam. That's the coating you want. That's the cornstarch and egg medley. Coat it nicely to both sides. Now I'm going to dip it in my potato. Very lightly. Very lightly. Now I'm going to take my excess potato and kind of sprinkle it everywhere into every crevice of the fish. When it looks like that, it's ready for the butter and vegetable oil blend. I'm going to cook mine fleshy side down for about 4 minutes each side. Put it in the pan nice and slow so you don't lose too many potato flakes. While this piece is frying up for 4 minutes on each side, we're going to start our second piece. And these are some really, really humongous pieces of rainbow trout. So one fish is really enough for 2 people, sometimes 3. Okay, you see it's coated nicely, evenly, even get the tail, because that's part of your presentation. Then I'm dipping it in my potato. Every crevice of the fish is getting tossed with potato flakes. Both sides perfectly coated. Then I'm going to let it sit in a potato flake while we're waiting on our pan. And you can see from the inside of the pan that the other piece is starting to brown up nicely. You can see, especially around the edges, you get a lot of nice browning. Now I'm going to wash my hands and get ready for the flip. So I've got lovely browning. You can tell from the edges. You want to hit your slotted spoon on the bottom of the pan. So you're scraping the bottom of the pan and not the piece of fish. Okay. Put your other finger in the center of the fish. Balance, support, and let it down. Look at that fish. Look at that fish. We're not done yet. While the top side is finishing to get crusty, we're going to take another opportunity to season the fish. Top side is still getting crusty. Bottom side is cooking. I'm going to put my lemon and my oranges on top so they can start emitting their natural oils and beauty up onto the fish. And this is not just garnish. I want you to eat the lemon and the orange. A nice palate cleanse in between each bite of fish. So we're just going to let it go maybe just another 2 or 3 minutes per side. But remember, this is a thin fish, so it's going to cook quickly. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of fish. When you're coating your food with potato flakes, you want to treat it just like flour, except this is gluten-free and you're going to have extra flakiness. This is going to be flake on flake action. Flakes from the potatoes and flakes on the fish. You'll see when I take a bite. So, it's hard to tell on the camera, but the steam coming off the fish is pouring right through those thinly sliced lemons and oranges, and that's going to give a super duper flavor to that fish. So the second piece is going to come out perfect, because if you're doing the recipe just like I'm telling you, it's just going to come out perfect. It's been 4 minutes. Take my fly spoon, I'm going to scrape the bottom of the pan. Race the middle of the fish. I'm going to hold, support, and let it down. The culinary extraordinaire got her name for a reason. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the lemon and oranges on top so they can start releasing their oils and season up and flavor the fish. So, taking out my last piece of fish, I'm turning off the flame. I'm scraping the bottom of the pan to release the fish without releasing the coating. I gotta get a different angle. Hold on. Gotta get a better lever. Alright, now that I'm on here, support the fruits and veggies, drain the excess oil. Drain it in the pan. Fruit is still steaming. Place it on a napkin to remove the excess oil. There you have it, YouTube. 2 perfectly cooked pieces of potato crusted rainbow trout. Look at those flakes. Flakes are everywhere. Now let me tell you what it tastes like. I got my fork. So I'm just going to have a little squeezing of the orange and lemon. And the oranges and lemon are super soft. You see, this piece has even started to caramelize from being in the oil. And they're going to just give a beautiful, bright flavor to your palate. Oh my goodness, this piece has steamed so much it's translucent. This is what you want from your oranges and lemons on top of your fish. Squeeze it all over. Last piece, then we're going to have a big bite. Alright, getting my fork, I'm going right in the center. Right in the center. That's a lot of flakiness on the top and in the middle. There's a closer shot at the flakiness. My goodness. Let me take one more bite. Just so you understand what this is about. Watch the bones, because there's always a few bones, but flakes. I can pull out the bones, and I can pull them out. Okay. Flaky, flaky, flaky. Have a bite. Have a bite with me, YouTube. I'm sorry. I just have to prove a point. I'm going to eat another bite. I'm going to have another bite. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 If you do the recipe just like I did it, you might never go out for fish again. Thank you for watching.